right, hola guys, ¿qué pasó? How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Let's look at Bitcoin. Quick Bitcoin update. We had that pullback like we were talking about yesterday. That happened. You saw that here. It came down to the range resistance. This is the buying climax, and this would be the automatic rally area. So we came back to the automatic rally area here where we established the support line of this range, and we had the mitigation. And then as soon as it touched down, it marked back up and went back up to that area above the buying climax and right underneath the 50 on the 15 to 200 MA. So on the macro, I'm sorry, this is the micro chart, the 4-hour micro. We still have the 50 and the 200 converging. Of course, if the green goes above the red, we're going to have a death cross, and I'm sorry, if the red stays above the green, we're going to have the death cross, and so. But the death cross doesn't necessarily mean the end of the party as far as the uptrend goes. We've seen it over and over again where Bitcoin has come down and retraced and has just done this sell-off kind of. But it's not a trend-breaking sell-off. It doesn't mean that we've gone into distribution. Although this is certainly looking like a top, wouldn't you say? It's got that hat, kind of looks like a hat, like a cowboy hat. That's one of the patterns that delineates potential tops, but we've seen Bitcoin do this many, many times, and then it just corrects. It goes down for basically a deep liquidity run, and then comes back up, and then resumes the main parent trend that it was taking. So in this case, an uptrend, obviously. So over here in the macro, we have a daily with the anchored VWAPs or the creek barriers. Now these are the creeks because we're in an uptrend. If we were in a downtrend, it would be the ice. Remember about a few months ago when we were doing the distribution from this double top diamond, we had referred to the anchored VWAPs as the ice barriers. Well, now they're the creek barriers because the price is, after a brief period of consolidation, is jumping through the creek, putting another leg up, and continuing to mark up to bigger and greater heights. So we see that the previous ice barriers form the support lines of the trend or of the range that comes afterwards. So we see this one here. We started here, and we're anchoring these VWAPs to all the same places, that is, to the preliminary supplies of each consolidation range. So this is the preliminary supply for this one. Of course, this is a reaccumulation. It's gone up. Now this one looked like it would have marked back down, and this was a top, but of course we saw that dip where it dipped underneath the ice, kind of like here, and then it continued on this on the uptrend. So, and then we had another consolidation period, and then that looked like it might, if you go back, that looks like it might have distributed, and we had these deep springs here that went beneath the ice, and then it marked back up again. And so we're seeing it here now, the third one. This is the one that pertains to us right now. You see these similarities in the double bottoms at the end, at the latter half of these consolidation ranges here. You see this double bottom here, this W. We kind of see that here as well. And then this, of course, marked up through the creek, and this brings us to this area where we currently are, that I have blown up and highlighted over here on the right-hand side in the micro. And so here we see that the price action, it didn't even come close to the ice barrier, to the previous, looking like it's going to break through the ice. It mitigated the sign of weakness here, like the same thing that it did back in August of 24 here. It just did it here, and then it marked up. We had a mitigation of the all-time high. We had a triple mitigation here, and of course this one went up even higher to 111. So this is the current all-time high. But it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for this to come back down, be magnetized to this ice line. We talked about this 94,000, and then from here have a bit of throw over like we've been seeing in this channel, in this macro channel, and then from here putting up another leg. So we could see this. That's why I'm saying if we were to get a death cross here, that's not necessarily the end of the show. It could just mean more of a consolidation here, and actually it could be an accumulation or an absorption campaign could be underfoot, right under this green line as we've seen here at this area. This proved to be absorption, and if we sink under here, of course, is the death cross for that range back then last year. We could see the same thing happening here if we go underneath, if we happen to get the, like I said, the death cross and start consolidating somewhere in this range. I'm expecting after that not necessarily a whole-scale distribution, because that would have to break this channel and come all the way down. So far we haven't seen that, and this goes all the way back to 2020, I believe. This channel goes back to November of 22 when we had that low of 16,000. We've been in that channel ever since. We really haven't seen any macro bear markets. So a macro bear market of that scale would have to break this channel, I would think. And it would be very apparent. Certainly we would see it. It would go through all the previous ice lines. That's if we were to have a deep pullback. But even like say like into the 70s here, which is what we were talking about months ago as a possible retrace back into the 70s, and that would be the bottom. That would still, if it were 70s, that would still just constitute throw over, like we saw here. It wouldn't be out of the throw over, which was the oversold territory of this macro rising channel. So it remains to be seen, but for now I'm looking at just a healthy pullback based on, I guess, the news, the latest feud between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Who knows what's going on with those two guys? Sometimes I think it's just one all big cat and mouse grand manipulation game just to steer the prices of the markets and the economy of where they need to, of where it needs to be for their cronies on Wall Street to capitalize in on it. And of course, everyone dips their beak except us, the little guys, the retail traders, the peasants, the worker bees, the drones. We don't, we're not part of the club, so we're excluded from all that. So, but with Wyckoff and fractals and Elliott waves, we try to kind of prognosticate what smart money may be doing, but it's just so difficult nowadays with just the havoc and the foolery that's going on, and so anyway, I think that's what this caused. That caused this thing that needed to happen. It was like a mitigation. I think that smart money bought down here, bought the dip obviously, and pumped it back up. We're seeing really, really large supply, but when we're seeing super large supply like this and it doesn't follow through with the downtrend, that's usually a sign that it's that it was just a liquidity run. See, we see that here, all this high supply, all throughout this kind of top range here. And we haven't really seen any major macro retracements that broke or at least caused like a death cross to manifest on the 15 to 200 moving average. So I'm going to keep looking at it. I'm still in my alt positions. I'm in a few alts. Some of the guys in my Discord trading group know what the positions are in some of them. I haven't sold. In fact, I'm depending on what happens, if we're able to hold this line here, even if we do get the death cross and we're able to hold this line, if Bitcoin holds the line or even goes back down to mitigate this low again, I'm going to count this as a terminal shakeout area, and I'll be buying again, averaging down into some of the alt positions that I'm in. One of the coins I'm in is Trump, and another one is DEMA, and another one is VVV, and there's another one I can't recall it off the top of my head, but there's a few. Some of them have marked down a good 7 or 8 to 10%, and others not so steeply. To me, that's just prime real estate right now, just to buy just to buy in. I don't think that even if Bitcoin just totally tanks, usually, as I showed in my video yesterday, when a Bitcoin pulls back and the dominance wanes, then usually it starts firing up. The altcoin season begins firing up. So I want to make sure that I'm in these deep positions if and when that happens. I think once everything starts pumping, it's really, you can still make money, but for me it's kind of too late. You're chasing the dragon, so to speak. I like to be in the rocket ship before it launches. I like to have my position set. I like to know when I'm getting out, and I like to sell. I like to unload my bags to those that are the pump chasers. So anyway, that's what my technical analysis endeavors to teach, how to follow smart money and how to get in when smart money gets in and get out when smart money gets out. I don't always hit the mark. Many times I miss the mark. But as you know, this is just a numbers game. Crypto's a numbers game. So, you win some, you lose some. But hopefully you win more than you lose. And the quantity of gains that you do win when you do hit the mark more than compensates for the losses that you've accumulated. And the losses anyways are tax write-offs. So those are very important too. So anyway, all right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way through this, God bless you. And none of what I said is financial advice in any of these videos. You already knew that, especially if you've been following these for any length of time. Check out our Discord trading group if you're interested in just learning how to identify the pre-pump patterns, get the patterns into your subconscious. You see these patterns just repeating, these double tops, double bottoms, these cup and handles and stuff like that. So I kind of get into that in my trading group, and I have some tutorials that sort of expand on those concepts. And so you're just going off of volume and price action. You'll find that it can augment or it can supplement your own trading system. If you have a trading system that works for you, great. But pattern recognition, I believe, is indispensable, and it can only help you. So if you're interested in taking your trading up to another level, or at least looking into like some of the alts that I'm getting into, and if you're interested piggybacking some of my ideas at your own risk, that's also available within the private Discord trading group. If not, just subscribe if you haven't been subscribed. Subscribe to these videos and get regular updates. I'm going to be doing regular updates, and then when the alts start taking off, I'll be posting all the gains that we've made here in these videos. And so that Discord group can be accessed through Patreon. All right, this has gone on long enough. I got to go. Talk to you guys later. Adios. Be good. Be safe in the markets. Bye-bye.